Welcome to this week's episode of ExpandAbilities MEETS, the podcast where mindset, resilience, and real conversations help shape complete athletes. I'm Alex.
And I'm OHIO
I think
Rock.
you I think you meant go blue. Each
Nope.
episode, we dive into the mental side of athletic performance, the stories behind the struggles and the habits that help athletes grow on and off the field. Thanks for being here. Let's expand our abilities together. Robert, let's get into it. How we doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Oh, dude, I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. Even though my Michigan Wolverines took the L to the Suckeyes.
All right, let's be respectful. All
I,
right.
I always refer to them as the Suckeyes. It's a
I'm not
common
gonna
theme
call
here.
I'm not gonna call them scum. That's what they are, but
No, they're not. No, they're not. See, this is two rivals, but here's the thing. We're two rivals that are friends. We get along, and that's kind of
yeah,
rare. Because
so true. So true. We just
so
had a long trip together.
we had a very long trip. Um, For those listening, we went to the Michigan Ohio State game. Now, it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but it's everything Rob could hope for since Ohio State finally, the drought is done. So they finally got their win. Ryan Day got his win. And I guess to say he's ecstatic is an understatement, right?
No, it was expected. So I don't get ecstatic over things that I know is going to happen.
So here's the thing, though. This is not a very good Michigan team. It was not a very great Michigan team. I mean, it's been said that this is kind of a rebuilding stage of Michigan football ever since Jim Harbaugh left. And I wouldn't say it's been growing. I mean, since we've had constant 8, 9, 10 win seasons, right, for a little bit now, and especially under the couple years under Sharon Moore. But
Yeah,
Ohio State is that leap that we just couldn't get this year. And that's
sure,
okay. I'm still confident with the season. I'm sure
sure.
you are too, given that they still have a playoff run to make, right?
Yeah, sure. The biggest thing is that Michigan just keeps building and keeps recruiting and bringing guys in. And then next thing you know, they'd be back where they were.
Well, and that's the thing though, when it comes to like the transfer portal, and these are just based on coaches I've talked with as well, is you constantly have to recruit the same guys over and over and over again, where every single year is a brand new year. So I don't know if they're going to be keeping majority of their roster. I hope they do, because it's a young roster. But if you look at schools like Ohio State, I mean, they got new guys playing every single consecutive year, whether they go to the NFL or they transfer, or I
Yeah,
don't know. It's weird. The college football scene is weird nowadays.
yeah. I mean, most the better teams they do go into the portal, but they go into a portal for a need, not really just to build a whole team. They still build through recruits, high school. That's our base. That's their base.
Now, do you feel like when it comes to the recruiting landscape, like what we were just talking about, right? Do you feel like Um, it's more from a personal satisfaction for the player. And do you feel like it's kind of transitioned from college football being this team approach to now, I'm going to do what's best for NIL, for payment days. I'm going to do what's best for my way of getting in the NFL and my path. You know what I mean?
Sure,
So it's like football is normally this team game. It's the best team game in the world, in my opinion, and I know in the opinion of a lots of people. Um,
sure,
but I just like, have you thought about that where it's like this NIL and transfer portal scene is now becoming a me type of platform?
sure. Well, I mean, some universities they bring take their approaches that hey, if we start this conversation about money, this may not be the place for you. But if you start it with hey, how are you going to develop me? Then we can have that conversation, and the money's going to come. The package will come if it's a fit. But if they start that conversation with dollar bills,
Mhm.
you know, this is not the place for it, or any place, any good program.
Well, I feel like it always comes down to opportunity. And instead of looking at opportunity, they're looking at dollar signs. And I feel like that's a problem. I mean, this could be a conversation for another day, and you and I have talked ad nauseum about this. But it's just something that I was thinking of that I thought we'd just bring up today. But how about this? The latest news. And this is going to
Yeah.
take, this is, we're going to connect this to mental health. So bear with me. Um, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin. Oh boy.
Oh
He
yeah.
has been the talk of college football, and he held Ole Miss at the tip of his fingers. And it's
Held him
they
hostage.
exactly like that. Yeah, that's the thing. We like he held them hostage, pretty much saying, I'm going to take this entire staff with me, and you're gonna be left with the bare bones here in Mississippi while I go to LSU, I make my money, I make my team, I start to craft everything right now. And it's like, dude, you have a perfectly good team in the playoffs. He's practically saying you're not good enough, even though you're literally in the top 10. You're going to be in the playoffs. You're going to have a very high seed. I don't get it personally.
Yeah. Him just entertaining the thought tells the players that hey, we're not good enough for it. Tells the school in the community that we're not good enough for it.
Well, here's the
So
thing though. He recruited those guys. He recruited them.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that doesn't sound outrageous. Like, hey, you're not good enough, but I recruited you. I got you
But
here.
yeah, come with me to LSU.
Exactly. So do you
I
think
say
everyone on that team's just going to jump?
no, no, not everyone. I mean, some will. Um, some will. The ones that were borderline LSU recruits from the beginning, but decide to go to Ole Miss. However, some of them are just Ole Miss individuals. That's what they wanted to be. They wanted to be a rebel. So
I get it. I mean, if you swear by Lane Kiffin and you want to be by his side through and through, and you want to be his athlete and you want to roll with him and eventually get a title with him, like it's the same thing Caleb Williams did with Lincoln Riley when Lincoln Riley made the jump from Oklahoma to USC, right? It's he made the jump with him. They had this type of connection where I guess like it worked. They had this chemistry, and that chemistry is hard to find. But I don't know if Lane Kiffin has a type of chemistry with anyone. Um,
Lane
it's
Kiffin cares about Lane Kiffin. He doesn't care about who he leaves behind, who he damages in the process. If in the end he's going to make out, in a positive manner, that's what he's going to do.
it's kind of about
Yeah, all
his
for him.
image.
All for him. That's what he wants to do. However, he's not thinking about the people that he leaves behind.
I wish him luck. I wish him luck. But when you build a football program, especially at the collegiate level, like that's a lot of time you spend with your coaches, with the trainers, with the players, obviously, and equipment staff, like you name it. It's one huge family. And the fact that you're just leaving all that behind literally in a 2 day span since the Egg Bowl, it blows my mind, honestly.
Well, he lied to parents. He lied to the community. He lied to the athletes that he recruited. So then people turn around and say, well, why are these athletes leaving? Blah, blah, blah. So what? Hey, coaches are leaving all the time.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't athletes have the same opportunity?
Well, and the athletes are going to have their time in the transfer portal when because the rule is when a coach leaves, I think you're given about 30 days. And just for those that do not know at this point, sources have confirmed that Lane Kiffin is in fact going to LSU. He put out a statement saying that he wanted to coach and he had the intention to coach the Rebels in their playoff run. However, the athletic director and the athletic department refused for that for understandable reasons. If you're not committed, then you don't deserve to coach. That's ultimately what the decision was made off of. Um, but like you said, it really comes down to look at what you were telling parents. Look at what you were telling families about and athletes, like they're very impressionable and they'll believe it. That's the whole point of college football is you have to tell the kids what they want to hear. It's the way to recruit
Sure.
them.
Yeah.
And but now imagine you being a Ole Miss player and hearing about this, not from Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin's conference was today. not, well, a conference, but his team meeting was scheduled for today, right? So these players have not heard anything from him. They're hearing everything via the news sources. Now, what
They
do you,
won't hear they won't hear anything from him because he's a coward. He'll he'll just leave, just like he did.
did
Where
that
was
in
he at?
2009?
Tennessee.
Exactly. Did that in
Tennessee.
2009.
Just left in the middle of the night. I'm gone. I'm out. You know, fortunately for like some organizations, like the Oakland Raiders at that time, told him just get the hell out. Bye. Go. We see who you are. They see who you are. Like USC, I see who you are. Don't get on the plane. Find your own way home. So
Well, and that's really what it comes down to. This isn't his first rodeo. He did the same thing with Alabama when they were going for that championship run. He left the
yeah,
great Nick Saban and that staff and that team, which probably could have won a championship, um, for his Florida Atlantic job. He wanted to be the
yeah.
head guy. And again, if that's your dream, awesome. But I feel like there should be some
There's
type
a
of rule.
time. There's a
Exactly.
time.
There should be some type of rule where it's like, hey, I can't entertain these thoughts until our season is done. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you're just letting a lot of people down. And so this brings us to, how does this relate to mental health? How does this relate to what we do here on Expandabilities Meets? And it's simply abandonment. Abandonment. Someone you care about leaves unexpectedly because you think that a football coach, and I know we were just at the Michigan Ohio State game. I don't know if you caught this, but it was senior night, senior day. So some of
Yeah,
the athletes there had their high school football coaches
yeah.
uh,
As a
as
rep.
as their rep,
As
as their honoree, right?
right.
So that just shows what coaches, the role coaches play in these players' lives. And when you just
Yeah.
leave, rip the band-aid off without even saying anything directly to your players, what's that reaction like? What do you think they're going through? Like, this is the guy that recruited you. So I want to hear what you think about this.
Yeah. I mean that is it's tough on the young person to be left behind, whether it's a parent leaving, maybe it's a marriage situation and they have to leave their kid. However, I have personally met with students that where their parents just left them. Bye. You need to go. You need to leave, or vice versa. They just leave, and it's hard for them at the moment. Are they thinking clearly? No, they're not thinking it through um, totally as a whole. However, in that moment, it's tough on them. It's tough on their outlook. It's tough on what's next.
And what are
Um,
what are the signs? Like, what do you notice when you talk with these individuals? Like, what?
no, they're closed. They're closed down. They really don't want to be bothered with other people. When someone asks them what's wrong or what's going on, they just ignore until they can really. They're trying to rectify like what happened. Like what did I do to make you want to leave, to make you not want to be here? What did I do? And it's not, and the student needs to understand it's not them. The parent, the guardian, whomever it may be, need to get their act together. They need to realize once you bring a child into your life, whether it's through adoption, through normal proceedings, um, that hey, you have to be there for that person. For better or for worse, you have to be there for them. And then it's not about you; it's about them first. Then, after that, then it's about you.
Well, here's the thing: is I mean that's spot on. And you think of football coaches, heck, you think of any other coach, right? These quote unquote family members don't have to be blood related at all. It
Right?
could be someone that you trust, someone close to you, someone who recruited you, someone who has been there for you. And like that is someone, and for some of these individuals that you're talking about, I'm sure opening up and trust is not easy. So you think about, okay, I'm going to open up to my coach, I'm going to open up to my counselor, and then they just leave.
Yeah,
Then they think it's them. They think like they play that card, and even they like we know it's not them. You know, people looking from the outside in. We know it's not them. But when it just keeps happening, it keeps happening, keeps happening, keeps happening, it can lead to a lot more mental illness. You know, a lot. I mean, heck, they might think I got no one in my life. What's the point of living?
yeah, yeah,
And that kills me.
yeah,
That just ruins me because they think that they're not special.
yeah. In the past, I had an old lineman, and he, he was having challenges, just playing the game. He was good, but he could be a lot better. But he really didn't have anybody to push him, anyone there.
Mhm.
And one day I just said, man, dude, man, you need to like have your dad to snap with you, snap the ball, in front of the yard or wherever. Here, you can take a football home, but you need to work on that. You need to work on the snaps. He said, well, I don't have anybody to snap to. I said, well, where's your dad? So my dad just bumped the left one day. I'm like, oh, okay. So I told him, I said, you know what? After practice, we did this a couple of times. We didn't do it often, but we did a couple of times. That here after practice, I'll hang around a little bit. We can just snap to me, and that's what I did. He really, over the last couple of years, he really, you know, gained a trust in me, you know. But he knew that line wasn't my position, but he definitely did gain a trust in me. So when he does have challenges, he does come out and seek some advice or whatever. But he's still dealing even to this day. And this happened when I didn't say this. This happened when he was like 8, 9 years old. He's like, man, my dad just up and left me.
And you got to think what's
So
going through his
it's
head
yeah,
because sometimes it's not just like, it's not just, hey, let's have a conversation. This is what's going to happen. It's more so like you wake up the next morning and he's gone.
yeah,
I mean, and this could be anything. This could be parents. It could be a guardian. It could be a best friend. It could be just one. It could be a spouse, and you're going through a divorce with something I know well. Um, it's everyone has a personal story to this, and it's the thing that I've noticed is it's the same effect mentally, the same exact effect. I don't know if you think that, but when I think of abandonment, I'm thinking, okay, the person is going to think they're the problem.
sure. That's what I think too.
I think it's a universal thought when you think of abandonment. And you think that, man, life won't get better. It'll get harder. It's the biggest challenge there is. And I don't know. I know from personal experience that it was the hardest thing ever. And it's a hurdle, it's adversity. But having someone like a coach, and again, this all brings me back to the coaching side because I try to be there for my athletes. I remember when you and I coached wrestling together, we had an individual, I'm not going to name. Uh, I drove him home because remember, he never had a ride.
Yeah,
Um, Parents didn't come to our wrestling meets, and he was just left there. And unless he got a ride home, it's like, well, we got to figure something out. And I remember vividly that you had a conversation with him. I was there too. We were both there, right? And you had a conversation, be like, hey, like having individuals here to support you at your competitions, at your meets, it's important. Like having your parents here. And I'm not saying parents were non-existent, but I'm saying maybe they weren't as present as they should be, right?
yeah, yeah,
And I mean, heck, that year he ended up going to state. So
yeah.
it was his first year. Like
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
awesome.
guess what? We were there for. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a long season. You think
yeah.
of like 6 months
We were there
together
for.
every day, and he saw that. I don't know. I think he is in high school now, but um, you really think of that impact. And again, like this just brings me back mentally to this Lane Kiffin story, this breaking story, the fact that he's leaving after 6 years at Ole Miss. 6 years. These are kids you get to see develop into
Yeah,
young men. I don't
yeah.
know.
So I mean, you think about 6 years. That's a long time. That's a long time, especially if you brought in a freshman, say 2 years ago,
It's 4 or 5
or even
years
last
max.
year.
6 years. Heck, we have 6 year
Yeah,
seniors now.
yeah.
And this
So
is
now
just
you're
like
just saying you just leave them like for
leaving them
what?
high and dry in the middle of the night. Something that's been done before by
Yeah,
him, but also by Brian Kelly when he left Notre Dame. Same deal. Left in
yeah.
the middle of the night. You wake up the next morning and be like, hey, reports are showing Brian
Wow.
Kelly's going to LSU. I don't know what it is with LSU, but it doesn't seem like the greatest job right now. People are just coming in and out of the doors.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
Well, I'm really curious about what type of recruits he's going to get and how much he's going to have to break the bank to just bring recruits in
Because of
because
NIL.
he's not going. Yeah, but he's not going to bring people in by him saying, "Hey, I'm here to stay," because you haven't stayed. Your history says you don't stay long. So not for long. NFL, not for long.
Well, and again, his goals got to be evident, you know. So what are you going for? You going for a championship? Okay. Are you going for developing young players, young minds? Great. Are you going for longevity? Nick Saban was at Alabama for years and years. Is that what you want? Like, what do you want? I think someone has to sit him down and be like, hey, we got to figure out your goals. Before just willingly hiring someone for a championship, which is great. That's awesome. But here's the thing, for long-term success, you got to be there longer than 6 years sometimes. You know,
Yeah,
I get it's LSU. I understand they have the brand recognition. I understand that they have everything you could hope for. Heck, you're getting a 15 or so $1 million paycheck, a lot more than what we're making. Awesome.
yeah.
But if you are devoted to being a coach and you woke up one day thinking this is going to be my lifelong mission, the money shouldn't matter. And I mean, I'm a man of faith, and he said in his statement that he was praying all weekend, and I get it. I don't know. It's hard to
Well,
pick.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe that. I believe that's his cop out what he's saying.
I agree.
Yes, is what he's saying, but
He was praying
I
all
hate to
weekend
say,
and
it, but
talking to
that's
his family
that's maybe talking to his family. That's BS. He wasn't praying because
because
if he believed in anything, he would stay. It wouldn't even been a conversation.
absolutely, because you're letting people down.
Yeah,
And again, we think of these players' reactions. We don't know the players' reactions. We only know that some of the players have been open about, hey, I don't respect this. I don't want to be around this. I'm pissed off. I don't like this, you know? And some of the other players
he
are
left
like,
his
I'm
players hanging,
indifferent.
man. He left his players hanging.
Yeah. And I remember you saying that, hey, if you were Ole Miss, you would just fire him the minute this story came out. But you can't because then you owe money. It's all business.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I said I wouldn't fire, but I would say, after your contract, you're done. And here's one thing: if Lane Kiffin was in his last year of his contract, by all means, man, go out there and search and do what you need to do to secure your family's future. But guess
Yeah,
what, man? Right now, you're in your second contract. They already extended you,
till 2030.
and
2030.
yeah, yeah, and you're jacking them over.
Well, here's the thing is that if it's the end of your contract, that's one thing. If you know that, hey, like this is the end of my contract, I want to move on to, greener
Something
areas,
different. Yeah,
cool.
just something different.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But you have till 2030. You have this huge contract extension. They are offering another contract extension. You're making $9 million a year, probably more with any type of you name it. You know, I don't obviously see him on any commercials, but it could. I don't know. Again, I've never met him. I don't know his personality. Um,
Maybe he needs another a garage on his house. I don't know. I mean, nine
maybe
million, make not $9 million a year. I think I'd be fine.
in Mississippi. In Mississippi.
In Mississippi, I could buy
Absolutely.
Mississippi. I could just buy the state.
Just buy the entire state of Mississippi. Just
Buy the state.
have your
Yeah,
own town.
yeah.
Call it Harrisburg. No,
Buy
that's too. too easy.
There's a Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So
I don't know.
that'd be the Harrisburg of Mississippi.
If you had if you could make up a town, what would it be?
What would it be? Harrisville.
Harrisville?
Yep.
Why Ville? Every time I think of something with Ville, I think of like a theme park. I don't know why.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
unless you want a theme park.
no, I just call it. You know what we call it?
What?
Harris.
Just
Just
Harris?
Harris.
That's it.
Harris.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what I would call mine. It's got to be something
Who you
creative.
playing? Who you playing today? Harris. Yeah, they're tough.
They are extremely tough.
Yeah.
They've won 2 games out of out of 8. Then you come to my town, and it's like my town would look like the Dr. Pepper towns you see on the commercials for college football Saturday.
Yeah.
Fansville, yeah. The sheriff,
Fayetteville,
I'd have the same sheriff, I'd have whoever was there. Who was there? Quinn Ewers
Brian
had a couple
Bosworth.
ads. Yeah. Quinn Ewers, like who knows what he's doing now. Um, isn't he in Indianapolis?
He's on the NFL roster somewhere.
Oh yeah. He had a mullet for a while. That was kind of cool. I don't know. It depends what you think of mullets. But I know Arch Manning.
I don't know.
Hey, here we go. Arch Manning. Is he staying? Is he going? I don't know. That's kind of in the talks right now because right now they're trying to make a playoff push. There's no way there's going to be a playoff push for a 9-3 team, especially given all the 10-2s we got.
No, no, they could forget that. They're going to the hey, what we're doing tomorrow bowl. That's what they're doing. That's where they're going.
They're going to the Corn Bowl.
Corn
Some,
bowl.
something like that. Yeah. I mean,
They're going to the Culver's Bowl.
hey, Culver's Bowl. I mean, what we should be like sponsored by Culver's if we mention them, right? Okay, for those
We should.
listening, we are not being sponsored by Culver's, but if you are interested and you know a Culver's rep wanting to find a new fun podcast to sponsor,
We're here.
it's always good to support mental health, especially in
Right.
athletics. I know that everyone wants to get in athletics. This is the way we get into it. Um, I know we talked a little bit about abandonment. Um, I guess what can coaches do to support those who've experienced issues like this? Like how is there a better way to go about it than what Lane did? What would be now say like you wrote this in a book. You are the college football script writer and you wrote this entire thing out. How would you do it?
Well, if I really knew that I was going or was thinking about going somewhere, I would call a coaches players meeting. Just me with the coaches. I mean, not coaches. I'm sorry, players. Just me with the players,
Okay.
or maybe the whole team.
Okay.
But sit the ball down at the same time. Say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on in my life. I came here to Mississippi, Ole Miss. I wanted to win a championship. And that's still my goal. It's still there. It's still out in front of us. However, just as you came here looking for an opportunity has came across my face. And I have not made a decision on this. And I don't want you to hear from anyone else but from me. But I may look at these opportunities. My goal is to still coach you through the playoffs. Hopefully, maybe still be here. However, an opportunity came across my desk, and I would be a fool not to just look and see what's going on.
I like that. Very insightful.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what I would say.
that should be our next kind of avenue is just training coaches on how to handle situations like this.
Yeah,
Have Lane Kiffin come to talk to us before he makes any massive decisions.
yeah, he should. He should come.
You gotta pay us. You gotta pay us at least something out of that $15 million contract you're getting, man. Um,
500,000, 250 each.
Easy. I wouldn't mind that. So what I like about that is you're being open to the players. And I would say the only thing I would change is be like, hey, you're about to hear a lot of stuff about me in the media. I want you to know right now, like what you said, this has come across. This is where my mind's at. No final decision has been made. We are a family. That's the thing, though. Was it really a family? Was he in it for the money?
Right.
Again, that's between him and God. That's the way I like to think about it.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
not our place to judge. I think everyone is in it for different reasons. I know for you and me, that's totally not it. Um, 'Cause we're in it for the kids. And that is the point of coaching altogether. That's just the point of athletics. You want to be there for each other. And I feel like if you're not there for each other or your team or even for
Then what?
even for the love of the game, then what's the point?
Then who are there for them?
Exactly. It's either you're there for yourself or you're there for everything else I just mentioned. And I don't know. I hope this is a wake-up call for him. I uh hope he gets what he wants out of it. I don't know. Obviously,
Yeah.
we can't predict the future. We have no clue what's going to happen. But it is what it is, and that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's can't control it. All we could do is speculate. And I don't like
yeah,
doing that. So
no, and it is what it is.
all I know is the facts are is that he's entertaining a job while he's still in one job. So that
Which is
is
like don't do. It's
don't do. That's a fact.
it's
That's what you're
it's
doing right
job
now.
don't do's.
Right.
I've been there. Have you been there?
I can't say.
I plead the fifth. Hey, at least
Absolutely.
there's no news articles going out about us though.
What?
Yet,
Not yet.
not yet. But
Hopefully
hey,
we get spotted.
I guess money can change people though, according to the whole thing happening. I mean, in some other news, Pat Fitzgerald, the man, just got the head coaching job at Michigan State. Uh,
Interesting.
Alex Golesh, shout out to him. He is the new head coach over at Auburn. So
You
those are some big ones I'm excited for. I think where they're going to bring those schools back in the map.
were telling me you had opportunity to coach under him or
Um,
something like that, play under him or something.
Not play. I was going to be a student assistant coach at Iowa State when he was a tight ends
Oh,
coach
they,
and the
oh yeah,
recruiting
see,
coordinator. He's a recruiting genius. He's also an offensive genius. So that's something that I look for in coaches is I love looking at, how they call
yeah,
the
I never
plays,
heard of him
but
until
oh, he's
I never
awesome,
heard of him
man.
until today.
He's awesome. He came from South Florida. He was an offensive coordinator over at Tennessee before he got that job at South Florida for 3 years.
Yeah,
Changed South Florida completely. So that's someone who I would play for. And again, like his season, like there's no playoff on the line. It kind of just happened, just like that, just happened. And I'm sure he did talk to his team. It's an open conversation. That's the kind of relationship you have to have. We talk about coaches to players relationship, and that's exactly what it's got to be. It's got to be open. It's got to be honest. You got to be straight to the point. Agreed?
great,
Love it.
100%, 100%.
Well, that was a fun one. Again, we wish nothing but the best for everyone we talked about, but this is just a place for us to explain our thoughts, connect it to something that can relate to everyone. That's always our goal with this. Um,
Hey,
th
one thing I do want to say, hey, if you have
yes,
a
sir.
comment to, if they have a comment to make, tell them to make it down in the comment box, and we can read them later. Definitely looking forward to their comments.
Absolutely. And then if you guys want to learn more about expandabilities meets, or you guys actually want to come on the podcast and share your stories and talk with us firsthand, definitely go leave us a message on www.expandabilities.com. Again, that's www.expandabilities.com. Or you can email us at info@expandabilities.com. Again, that's info@expandabilities.com. We look forward to hearing from you guys. I know this kind of sounds like a voiceover for a phone call, but I promise you, this is real. Again, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your stories. We want to talk about your experiences. and connect them to what we think and just have a true conversation, the conversations that are sometimes hard to have. But with all that being said, this is Expandabilities Meets, the podcast where mindset, resilience, and real conversations help shape complete athletes. I'm Alex,
Robert.
and this has been Expandabilities Meets. We will see you next time.